Welcome back to another edition of Arizona Wildcats Insiders Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Hutchison, and Arizona football is in the middle of its bye week. The Cats get some rest after going 3-0 during non-conference play, where Arizona has three impressive wins: a 34-point win over Hawaii, a 45-point win over Weber State. You're supposed to do that to a team like that, and a 6-point 23-17 win at home over Kansas State. Now, is Kansas State 1-3? Yes. They're not playing very good football right now. Was Arizona favored in that game? No. Arizona was an underdog going into the game. At the beginning of the season, Arizona looked to be a heavy underdog in that game. Nobody would have picked Arizona to win that game at the beginning of the year. Not very many people picked Arizona, despite the slow start by Kansas State. At that point in the season, nobody was picking Arizona. And yet, they handled their business. They played really good high-level football on the defensive side of the ball. They held Kansas State to 193 total yards. Total yards, not rushing yards, not passing yards, total offense. That guy, Avery Johnson, behind center for Kansas State, last season he rushed for 110 yards against the Wildcats, passed for 156 with 2 touchdowns. That's over 266 yards of total offense that he destroyed Arizona on a season ago, leading to a 31-7 win where Arizona collapsed in the second half, going 17-0 against Kansas State, 17 unanswered points there. This season, you want to take a guess at what Avery Johnson was able to do against Arizona? So again, 110 yards rushing. How many do you think he had against Arizona on Friday night? I'll let you guess real quick. Go ahead and guess that number without looking. If you answered anything positive, you're wrong. He had 7 rushes for -16 yards. I'll repeat that. 7 rushes for -16 freaking yards. That's a great day at the office for Arizona's defense. Meanwhile, in the passing game, he finished with 88 yards passing, meaning his total offensive output was 72 yards. 72 yards, that's it. That's all Avery Johnson could muster against Arizona's elite secondary. And when I say elite secondary, Arizona has the best secondary in the Big 12. I'm fully convinced of that. And one of the top 15 in the country. And Arizona's front 7, that was supposed to be underwhelming coming into the year, handled Kansas State up front. They held Kansas State to 105 yards rushing. 75 of that came on one play. One single play in the second half that went for a touchdown. Defensively, Arizona's number 10 in the country in points per game, giving up 8.7 points per game. And to be quite honest, the defense really hasn't given up that much. If you take away a muffed punt that led to 3 points, because that's not the defense's fault that it got set up there, and they did their job, they held them to a field goal, and a blocked punt that led to a touchdown, mind you, they're on the 5-yard line after the blocked punt, Arizona only gave up 1 score, which was the touchdown, and their first touchdown they gave up all year. So if you take that in consideration, this defense has been at an elite level. Danny Gonzalez talks about Desert Swarm era, wanting to get back to Desert Swarm defense. Are they there? No. Are they as good as the 2023 defense that got better as the season went along and they got stronger? Not yet. Can they be? Yeah, they can be. They have the talent to be. That was an elite defense. That was a high-level defense that finished top 35 in the country. Then it was, in my opinion, the best defense. No, second best defense in the Pac-12 that year, behind Oregon. They controlled the line of scrimmage, and that's what you're seeing with Arizona this season. They're controlling the line of scrimmage. Both defensively, they're dominating the front line, and offensively. Now, there's been some holding calls offensively, but if you go guard, center, guard, up the middle, Arizona's getting gashed chunk runs up the gut. They're running it right down teams' throats, and that starts with up the middle. So they're dominating the front line as well. In 2 games, Arizona's had a 125-yard rusher and a 189-yard rusher. Now, in that middle game against Weber State, they were passing the ball all over the place. They finished with 96 as a team. But they found a running game in this offense. The Seth Dagey offense, everybody's like, oh, man, it's going to be air raid. It's going to be Mike Leach, Sonny Dykes throwing the football all over the place, up-tempo, go, 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 go. Not so fast, my friend, as Lee Corso would say. Arizona is one of the better rushing attacks in the country right now. They can run the hell out of the football. And yes, Seth Dagey is a pass-first guy, 100%. I think that's true. But he's a balanced guy. And to me, this offense, it's not as fast as a Rich Rodriguez offense right now, but it has that balance of a Rich Rodriguez offense with a little bit more pass in it. There's a rhyme, there's a method, there's a groove to his play calling that we did not see last year underneath Dino Babers at all, that Jed Fish developed in his 3rd year. Seth Dagey's got that part figured out. Now it's about cleaning up some things offensively in terms of the holding calls. They get a lot of holding so far. They got to clean that up. It's negated a couple touchdowns. And just not being overly smart. And when I say that is, you don't want to try to outsmart your opponent every time. There was a play against Kansas State. Arizona was running the ball down their throat. All of a sudden, a wide receiver pass was called, and it got picked off. It's not a great play call. I get it. You're trying to think of something new and creative and trying to get Kansas State not looking for it. But just do what you do. Just do, don't try to outsmart yourself. Just do what you do. That's my biggest piece of advice. And Noah Fifita. Is he 2023 Noah right now? No, he's not at that level yet. Is he 2024 Noah Fifita? Hell no. He's at a much higher level than that. Again, the offense fits him better than the Dino Babers offense does. So that plays a massive role. The coaching is so much better for him. The Seth Dagey is a quarterback guru, and Noah's buying 100% into it. But right now, he's accounted for 9 touchdowns and 0 turnovers. No fumbles, no interceptions. So high-level football right there. Yet all this, and Arizona still hasn't received a vote in the AP poll. Do I think they should be ranked? Do I think Arizona should be ranked at this point? No. Kansas State is a bad football team right now. They're a tough football team. They're one of the better 1-3 teams in the country. I'll say that. They're very physically tough. But no, Arizona shouldn't be ranked right now. However, should they have gotten votes? Hell yes. The fact that they didn't get a single vote is outrageous. This team is on the cusp of being a top 25 team. I think at some point this season, they will be a top 25, maybe even top 15 team in this country. They had the talent to do it. And now they're starting to show people why. Again, Danny Gonzalez just got recognized as coordinator of the week for CBS Sports. Big honor. And he's been incredible. The defense has been incredible. Seth Dagey, the offense has been incredible. But everything seems to be going in the right direction for Arizona. There's an identity to the football team that wasn't there last year. Do we fully know the offensive identity? No. But you see a clear rhythm and rhyme to the reason. Last year was just madness. There was no rhyme or reason to it. This year, there's a rhythm, there's a rhyme, there's a groove. You get the method to the madness. But yet, Arizona is not ranked. And now they go on the road to take on number 12, Iowa State. And I would say Iowa State should probably be about a 7.5 to 8 point favorite. I could understand that. I don't think it will be that much of a blowout, to be honest. I think it's going to be a very close game. I think it's going to be a 1-possession game. I think it's going to be very close. And if it is a double-digit spread, and you're an Arizona fan or just a sports bettor in general, hammer that spread. Absolutely hammer it, because Arizona has defense, Arizona has a running game, and that stuff travels. Defense travels. Now, this week we got an opportunity to talk to Brennan, and yes, they need to clean up some stuff. But man, there is a different vibe with this team. There's a different vibe with Brennan. You could see the confidence, not cockiness, but a confidence to this football team that wasn't there a season ago. So, although Arizona didn't get a single vote in the AP poll, it's a little bit disrespectful. And I think if they upset Iowa State, they're going to jump up to number 19, 18 in the country. If it's close, let's say they lose a close one. Let's say they lose on a last-second field goal, 24-21, or I don't know, 20-17. They should be ranked. And I know that's crazy to say in a loss, but if you're going on the road to Ames, Iowa, and you put up that much of a fight, I think you should be ranked. Arizona will have a chance to take on the Cyclones Saturday, next Saturday, not this upcoming Saturday. Saturday, September 27th, with a 4 p.m. kickoff time here locally. That's right, 4 p.m., people. No excuse not to watch the game. Enjoy the game, have some dinner, and even go out. Perfect time. And it's going to be a blast. It's going to be on ESPN, nationally televised game. And this is an opportunity for Brennan and the coaching staff. You won the first one on Fox, nationally televised game. Now you have another one on ESPN+. ESPN. This is how you win recruiting. You win these types of games. So let's see how Arizona adapts this week and gets ready for Iowa State and fixes some things up offensively and defensively. But again, felt like Arizona should have at least gotten a vote in the recent AP poll. For more Arizona Wildcats sports coverage, follow Arizona Wildcats on SI. Follow our Twitter account at Arizona Wildcats on SI. Or me, Troy Hutchison, at THutch1995, and we'll see you next time.